Hey, hi everybody. Hi Lori, say something.
Hi, Steve. How are
Hey,
you today?
it works still.
Yay!
We was
Figured it
having
out.
we had a little bit of problem with her microphone a little while ago.
Well, we got to figure it out. Thank you very much.
Yeah, now we got to figure out how to get my wife to do the same thing.
Hey, be nice about that, or I'm going to have to tell Kathy that's what you're saying.
Okay, I'll be nice. Please don't
Okay,
tell my
thank you.
wife. I
So,
married
how are you
somebody that can
today?
whoop me.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what a show we got today. It's going to be a little bit different by design. Um,
Yep.
so we only have two dogs, and well, there they are. Neither one of them are Great Pyrenees, and
Nice. Well,
but they're
that's why
pretty
I
cool.
figured Rebel wanted to say a quick hi.
Okay,
So,
now that's your puppy.
well, this is my 1.5 year old. He was a rescue from New to You. He turned a year in January. So,
Looks like he's cat friendly.
yeah, oh yeah, all the dogs are. That's the way I demand it around here. So
Yeah, as if you could demand anything from a Great Pyrenees.
exactly, you're exactly right. Yeah. So what do we
Roman's
got
down
going
there
on?
laughing too. So,
Yeah.
and then Roman's going to help a lot of people out. He's going to. Have you ever seen a Great Pyrenees puppy? They are the cutest that God's ever created.
Yep.
It just makes you want to go take them all home.
Yep.
Well, if you did that, you got your hands full.
Ah, yeah.
Okay. So, and everybody will tell you puppies are hard. Well, are they really? Maybe Roman can help clear that up a little bit where they're not as hard.
Good.
Okay.
Yep.
And our guest that has Charlie and Sophia with us, she has puppies too. And
Good.
we hear a rumor they might make a little bit of an appearance.
Oh, good deal. Okay.
Because Roman's going to be talking about adopting puppies.
Good.
And God only knows rescues are inundated with puppies right now.
They are for sure. That's where I got Rebel from at 8 weeks, and then Aspen. I'll turn the camera around. She's a rescue as well. She's about 8.5 months old. So, and she's cat friendly as well.
Cool.
And then
Well, I think all your dogs are cat friendly because you have cats.
I do. And then I'm going to show you over here. So I got Piers on one side and Noofs on the other.
Yep.
And I get all these guys as puppies too. So I'm excited to hear what Steve has to say, or Roman has
Well,
to say.
I gotta respond to this comment. Lucy, you're on the live feed now. Okay. That little thingy that comes out says we will be live at such and such time. That is where you watch. And all you do is click it, tap it, punch it, whatever it is you do. So, I can understand where you thought this could have been the recording, but you are on the live feed now.
Good.
That's cool.
She said, okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Welcome,
that's what
Lucy.
she said.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you for supporting us. That's what you're doing. You're supporting us. So without further ado, let's get going. All right.
Okay.
And I don't want Roman to have to run out of time.
Okay.
I got to find the video. It's here somewhere. There it is. We'll play the video and we'll bring them up. Wow. And I see a puppy. I see one of them. I see both of them. Oh, that's not one.
That's not
And
one of them.
nobody's allowed to make fun of their ears.
Yeah, Charlie, come on. Here's Charlie. Hey,
Aw.
Charlie. Hey,
Now,
Charlie.
Charlie's kind of special with the puppies, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
He kind of takes care of them, doesn't he? Or at least one
Like
of
a
them.
good daddy to him.
Is he a good dad? But he's not the dad. He's too young.
No, he's like maybe a big brother babysitter.
Okay. Well, before we get launched here, I got 2 questions I want to ask that go with the photos. What is Charlie drinking?
My beer.
That's what I thought. Okay.
I got up to go to the kitchen and I came back. They were hard at it. One ate my cereal or my soup, and the other one drank my beer.
You know, I really did not expect that answer like that. I thought you was going to say water or ginger ale or something. that wasn't what I was thinking. And then this right here.
Water.
That's the video. That's the photo I took the background out of when I said there was no puppies harmed when we made this video. So what's the story there? I know you told me, but I can't relay it the same way you can. What's he did?
Okay.
What did he do to that poor puppy?
So that little puppy was very, very snarky. She's the smallest of them all. In fact, she's doing the very same thing to her brother right now. And this is her. And she was just driving everybody nuts. So he just started going over to her and just gently holding her on her neck. And then she'd lay down and she'd totally submit. And then he'd check in with me and say it's enough. And that's all he does. And so when she's bothering him or some of the other dogs, that's what he does.
So maybe a little bit later after we're done here, I'm gonna ask Roman, how does a 5-month-old puppy know to do this gently?
Mhm. Yeah, that's my question.
And if we can get we got the best chance of getting an answer with Roman. I truly don't know that answer, but these are Siberian Husky, cattle dog, and something else, Aussie, right?
Yeah, Australian Shepherd.
Australian Shepherd, Siberian Husky. It looks like they got more Husky in them, right?
I think so.
Oh, you see him curl his lip at her,
He's
and she
telling
just
her
let
right
him
now,
down?
back off.
Wow. I think I want that dog.
I know, right?
He's a little over 5 months old, aren't they?
Yeah, I'd say it's about 6 months. I think they were born in January.
All right. And they were really, really scared in shelter because, well, they were kind of little, weren't they?
Yeah, and nobody knows their history. I think they were scooped up off the ground somewhere, and their most traumatic experience was being put through a door and into cages, and that's still the biggest problem I'm having
And you
with them.
still have that issue. We talked about that earlier. I gave you something to try.
Yeah.
Because, oh boy, they were scared in that kennel, weren't they? Or in that shelter.
That's what made me say yes when Ashley reached out. I said, "Oh yeah, just get them on the bus."
Okay, how many puppies do you have there? Because you have puppies from 2 different rescues, don't you?
Yes, I have puppies actually kind of from 3. No, actually, it ends up being 2. So Prairie Song took some. So yes, I said I'd take a couple puppies, and there was a couple down south that were found by their dead mom on the side of the road.
Oh,
Somebody was
boy.
going to take, there was 3, someone was going to take 1, but then they decided not to. So those 3 came. And then through some strange miscommunication, I ended up with 2 others from Idaho. And those are the bigger ones that you see around here.
Real Masters, yeah, they're mixes. He says they are precious, and I agree. Shepherd mixes. Go ahead and rattle off all their breeds that's known to the DNA. Anytime.
I don't have any DNA on those guys.
No, I mean Charlie and Sophia.
Charlie and Sophia are Siberian. They're Siberian Husky, Australian Cattle Dog, Australian Shepherd, and Lab.
Okay.
Wow.
He could have been talking about the puppy too, the little puppy. So I'm not sure. Wow.
That's quite the mix in those 2.
Yeah.
That's a lot of dads.
Then we got these guys. And
how many resident dogs do you have?
I own 2.
Oh, everybody else is fosters?
Yes.
Oh, look at him tilt his head.
That's the little one from Idaho. And
Now,
they,
is he another resident dog?
nope, that's a rescue. That one's
Oh,
getting ready. That one
wow,
needs a
look at
home.
how cute he is.
Yeah.
Well,
He
he's
is
striking.
And they think they're healer crosses, but I don't know. I see Catahoula there, but I didn't DNA test them because they weren't going to be here that long. But
I
here
haven't
they
seen
still
enough
are.
Catahoula. I haven't seen enough Catahoulas to even agree with you or not. If they're not big and white, I usually don't work with them. Hey, we've got Lori with the Newfoundlands on to add color to the show.
That's right. Yep. I got mine right here, Joyce.
So, Joyce,
Oh,
they came in to rescue siblings. They're still together as siblings. Can they be adopted together? Well, does the rescue do that with those two?
well, I think they'd be great adopted together
I
because
think Ashley would prefer they get adopted together.
yeah, that would make me happy. They do everything together. They're like twins. Every picture I have, they're together. They stay outside at night together.
And
And
they're following each other's lead.
yep, pretty much. Like
You
Charlie's over here
may
telling me,
have somewhat of a bonded pair there.
yeah, this one's over here going to irritate Charlie as best he can. So, oh, Sophia. Oh yeah,
Now
that's right.
you know
Charlie went over to check on that.
when you encounter dogs like these two, sometimes more times than people realize, those two dogs adopted together can sometimes be easier than one dog that you adopt.
Mhm.
Yep. So far as
I would
amount of work.
agree with you, and I would agree with you with that with these two because
Mhm.
they like to do everything in tandem. If one will go, the other will go.
Yep.
Now, is
Right.
it more so Sophia following Charlie, or do they both take the lead when needed?
It's 50-50.
Oh, good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's 50-50. I don't know if you didn't see that. One of the puppies jumped up to on Sophia, and Charlie went over there and checked it out and came back over and laid down
I was wondering
right
what
there with his head.
happened. Wow. I didn't. I saw him go back and lay down, but I didn't see what had happened. So
Yeah,
that's
he
what
went over
happened.
there to check out that situation that was going on there.
So,
Now-
Steve, about the bonded pair, I have to tell you real quick. You know how I always dog sit for my my vet, her two peers,
Mhm.
and it's a mother-son. I was gone last week when she needed a dog sitter, so she left him at home with her other pet sitter that comes in for her cats. She took the male, the son, for a walk. The mother dug underneath the big huge kennel that she has in her yard and started wandering the streets looking for her son. And the cops ended up picking the dog up and had a mugshot on Facebook. Does
Oh,
anybody know this dog? Please come pick her up.
Mugshot on Facebook. Okay, I guess now we know what Facebook is good for.
Yep. So that's a true bonded pair right there. So I
Wow,
think
look at
these
that
two,
one now.
I think these two might be the same way if you were to separate them.
I don't know about you, but he looks relaxed.
She.
Yeah.
That I think that's Sophia, right? Sophia?
Yeah, that's Sophia.
Is that
Yeah,
Sophia?
Yeah,
Now
They're the
let's
best.
talk about the bad stuff about them. They're
Okay.
afraid to go through a doorway.
Yep. So like if I were to try to take them outside the door right now, I'd have to probably carry Blizzard stop. I'd have to carry them or take all the other dogs.
Then they'll follow the pack out, right? Or the
Yeah.
group
And then
out.
when I took them to my friends, once I put them in the crates, they were so scared. They were quiet, but they had diarrhea in the car.
Oh,
And then as soon as
no.
I got them in the house, to my friend's house, strange house, never been there before, they were just as happy as could be, running around the yard, zipping through the house, just
Well,
as happy as could be.
now with all the dogs that you have there, does the commotion upset any of them, stress them, or anything that you've noticed?
These two? No.
Not those two. I'm talking about any of
No.
them. Those
No.
two are, man, if they were peers, they would be the perfect peers, wouldn't they?
I know, right? Just
You
a
might
red-
have to be foster fail on them, Joyce. They,
Oh my gosh. Belgrade only lets me have 2 dogs. I always say God gave me a small cottage to live in
Yeah.
and a yard because he knew I couldn't be responsible.
She's in an area she's only allowed to have 2 dogs. And how many
Oh.
are there right now? I'm not trying to get you in trouble.
No, that's good. 9.
9.
Oh, wow.
5, 6, 7,
Yeah.
8, 9. Yeah.
You
Ashley
should have
said
seen
he
the
was
video
next.
that didn't make it into the video.
You have
Yeah.
9 dogs there right now?
Yep. So I've got 2 of these, that little guy there. And then I got 3 of these. Don't get my dog. Those are the little ones from California. The other ones from Idaho. And then I got the 2, we call them, Ashley and I fondly call
No.
those guys my
Lucy
dingoes.
says she's in California, just so you know,
Oh, okay.
if it's relevant.
Oh, okay. And so then Chewy's in the back barking.
Chewy.
And what is
Yeah.
Chewy?
Chewy is the half border collie, half Pyr.
Oh, the one
big
that I
black-
said has a Newfie coat.
Oh, the black and white one. You know what? He kind of reminded me of Cole, with his tail
Yeah.
and the bigger back end. Yeah, he looked
Yeah.
like Cole from the back.
Yep. Wow.
Nice.
Okay. So if you were to be able to pick the perfect home for these 2, what would it look like?
So the perfect home would be, well, people that understand that little bit of a glitch and will work with that if I haven't worked with it by the time they get them. I'd like to see them get to the point where they were happy to go with people on their bikes and stuff. I don't know that will ever be. It'll just be depends on where they're at. So just people that want quiet dogs. If somebody lived in town or something and didn't want the barking dogs, this would be the dogs. In fact, they loved the fireworks. They loved the fireworks
What?
so much.
What?
Wow. Wait,
Oh yeah.
what?
They
I know
would
people
run
who give their
around like,
firstborn for dogs like that.
Yeah.
I know. If you could breed for that trait, right? But yeah, they were outside. They slept out. They watched the fireworks. They were so tired in the morning. I thought, oh, geez, I can't find them. But they were asleep under the lilac tree, just sacked out from watching the fireworks.
Yeah. You know,
Wow.
about 5 or 6 years ago, Roman had made a comment in one of the videos or a session that I was watching, and he said that no dog actually does well in them. It's how they process what's happening around them, and some process better. I never forgot that, Roman.
Hey, when I got
think
Blizzard,
you're
he
muted
was,
or something because we didn't hear you.
you didn't hear
Nope.
me?
I hear
No,
you, but I
Roman.
can't hear Roman.
Oh,
I don't hear Roman. Oh well, he'll fix it. He knows what to do.
when
So-
Blizzard, I first got him, it was he was just a baby, and it was gonna be the New Year's Eve fireworks. So I just sat on the porch, and every time I heard one, I threw him a treat, threw him a treat, threw him a treat,
wow.
and tried to ignore him. And then he doesn't. None of my dogs care about the fireworks. They just want
That's
the treats that
awesome.
come with it.
That's awesome.
So yeah, and I got faith that you'll get them through that threshold that they're a little bit scared of right now. They have no
Both will be
shame the way they
really
sleep, do they?
They don't. Afternoon nap time.
Mountain Mamas Pyrs and Pups. That's who has these 2 dogs, and
Yep.
they don't have all of them there. They have these 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And- But with Roman coming up talking about puppies today, I asked Joyce if we had any puppies that might be able to make an appearance, and she said maybe. Well, it looks like maybe came true. Cool. Now, where do they go to apply? To Mountain Mamas Pyrs and Pups mountainmamaspyrs.rescuegroups.org.
Yep.
I may have a banner for her. Hey, I just might. And there it is. Thought I did. We don't have a producer today, Roman. Melanie's out. I think she's in Alaska this weekend, visiting Levi.
Oh, wow. Good for her.
Did you see Levi? Did you say hi to him for me when you were in Alaska last week?
I didn't get up that far. It was
And
beautiful.
I think that's going to be her problem too. 'Cause
Yeah.
he lives in Fairbanks. There's no water
Right.
around him.
Yep, exactly. And we were on the ship, and it was magnificent.
Yeah.
I totally understand why he moved up there.
Yeah, Levi's a good trainer, very good nutritionist, good trainer, but he moved up there on purpose.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on there, Roman. I got nothing. That's a new mic too, isn't it? I haven't seen that mic. Is that going through a mixer? No, plug straight in. All right. You got your old mic handy? I hope so, because you got a lot of topic to cover today. I hope we can hear you. That would be kind of hard reading your lips. Of course, we make you big. Now, the other fosters that you have there, Joyce.
Yeah.
How about now?
When are any of them available for adoption?
Yeah, they're all going to be available. Prairie Song, a rescue here is working with Ashley.
1, 2.
So it'd be Prairie Song Rescue, but if anybody was interested in them, they could just contact me.
Okay, and how do they contact you?
My phone number.
No, let's not give that out over here.
Okay.
How about they
how about-
contact Mountain Mamas?
Ash. Yeah.
Okay. So
They can do that.
so Ashley is aware of the other puppies, and she's actually involved somewhat.
Yeah. So those puppies were all supposed to be Ashley's, but there was some confusion. So Prairie Song said they would take these little ones, the little tiny ones. Ashley was going to keep the bigger ones, and then Prairie Song said they would take them too. So we're all kind of involved in this.
And in case anybody's wondering where they are, you're in Montana.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's transport available within reason, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Or they can come if you're in where Butte area. Is that where you said?
I'm in Bozeman, so by Big
Bozeman,
Sky.
okay. If you're in that area, maybe you can set up and meet these dogs too.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That
Yeah.
would be great if they went together. That's for sure.
Yeah, if anybody wants that pair of them, I'm not convinced it'd be healthy to separate them. That would have to be evaluated before I could actually say that. So I'm retracting that.
Who evaluates that? How do you figure that out?
I can. Roman is better at that than I am, I think. But either one of us can. But Roman, I think, would be more accurate, quicker, because I gotta sit back and study it for about a year.
Can you guys hear me?
No, we don't hear you yet, Roman. You want to borrow my microphone? I can send this over. And
I heard him a little bit, but it was really faint.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay,
I thought
I heard him just a little peep too.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not. Of course, I'm old. Oh, echo cancellations. Okay, okay. Let me turn you up, Roman. You're down kind of low. Try that, or try a different microphone, because you're getting ready to be up. Nope, I don't got you at all. If anybody can read lips, now's the time to speak up. I think you're saying you don't have another microphone in there. Is that what I read your lips to say? You can just shake your head yes or no. Oh, is that a USB or SLR? Okay, SLR, USB. It's not, something didn't register when you plugged it in. Anyway, we don't want to start. We don't want people fleeing. Okay, I didn't see what you said, Roman.
No, because I'll want to go, Sandy.
Okay.
You'll be a
All right.
circus.
You want me to take you down? Roman, you want me to take you down? Okay, he knows how to do it. All right, so you don't want to enter any of those that I just saw in the big butt contest, all right?
No, not at all.
They would lose.
Nope.
So, now that's us.
Okay.
Joyce is done, so I guess it's bring your puppies up now while we're waiting on Roman. We give him all this time and we have technical issues.
Oh, figures. Come here, Aspen. Come here, baby girl.
Well, look at that black and white cat back there.
That's Barney. He's a
That's
rescue
Barney?
as well. Yep. Come here, Aspen. Come here, baby girl.
Oh, Joyce, is that Charlie I'm seeing?
That's Sophia.
That's Sophia.
Charlie has moved
Sophia?
over to there.
Oh, he's kind of relaxing. Okay, who's that, Lori?
So this is Aspen. I got her. She was born in November at a farm close by. They were giving the Pyrs away, and
Giving them away.
Giving them away. I went to get a few for New to You to
A few for them.
a few. By the time I got there, it was just down to her and another
Did
male.
you tell them the benefits of spay and neuter by chance?
Well, of course, like everybody, it was an oops, and they
If
didn't
they're
mean
spayed
it
or neutered, there is no such thing as an oops.
exactly. But they did end up taking both the male and the female to Dr. Lawler and got them both.
Okay,
neutered
good.
and spayed.
Did they, by any chance, seem picky about who they were giving them to?
Well, unfortunately, I was, like I said, they were mostly gone by the time I got there.
But were they picky with you to give you her?
Well, I was referred to by a person that knows them, and they
Gotcha.
were told that I foster and that I rescue and I have Pyrs.
Woman's going to say something. Hang on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yay! And we're going to let Roman come up. Are you?
Yay.
Were you close enough to being done?
Yeah,
Lord?
yep,
Okay.
I'm good.
All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Oh, thank goodness. What was wrong? Not plugged in? Please say that's not what it was.
Guess what? He got it figured out. That's all that matters.
Okay,
Hi, Roman.
that's a dual mic. That's a dual mode mic. It's SLR and USB, and you're using the USB side because you didn't want to get one of these adapter thingies. One of these Rode. Those are expensive.
If it doesn't have coffee, I don't know what he's talking about.
I understand. Coffee and a
I don't know what
bath
he's
robe, right?
talking about either, Roman.
So what was the question again? What did I miss?
I don't know. You
The
didn't-
two dogs. Do you feel it would be best to try to keep them together?
we was
as they're
talking about
bonded?
determining them if they're a bonded pair, maybe or not.
Well, I really try to keep it short, but it's not as short.
I know it's
Um,
complicated.
So we have to see if those dogs can function individually, right? Which means, can the one dog function individually without the other dog being present? Then we can totally split them up.
Okay.
If the one dog cannot function individually because of trauma, because of whatever reason, then we should stick together for now and start working on them learning how to be independent. Dogs can bond in different ways, just like people do. They can bond through trauma, they can bond through relationship, they can bond through common experiences. So if the one dog is so traumatized that he only trusts his partner to communicate, then we cannot separate them because the dog will shut down. But what we can do while they are together, start creating the attachment relationship with a human, reducing their independent functioning, them together, and have the person be also part of that relationship. So soon enough the dog will refocus his communication to the partner with the human, and then less and less paying attention to the dog. Then we can split.
Gotcha.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, and also we can't get confused by, say, you take one away from the other, and all of a sudden one just starts crying or stuff like that. Part probably doesn't count.
No.
It could, because that's just a shock of.
I would say
my pal's gone.
I would say it's a psychological issue, and we can cause a lot of trauma if we do that without considering all the factors. So I would recommend, if that you have to make a decision whether or not, let's have a chat about it. Let's see a little bit the history, the background, and see if we can kind of make it happen.
And adopting them together really doesn't solve this, because what happens is something happens to one of them.
Yeah, right.
Well, for example, if one dog has to go to the boarding facility and the other one cannot, the one goes to the vet, and you can even go alone out for a walk with one dog. You have to have both together.
Yeah.
And so they're multiplying also the behaviors. If one gets reactive, the other one is reactive too.
Right.
So takes a little bit of skills to kind of separate that.
It
But
does.
again, it's not something you can train out of the dog. They have to experience it and kind of start becoming independent. So it's a process.
Right. Yeah, it is a process, and some of it's involved through association, some of it's through knowledge, and I get it. And I'm just not as experienced at it as Roman is.
Now, Joyce, how long have you had the pups?
I've had those two few months now.
Yeah, they were little tiny babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just past that pit in the video there. Yeah,
Right,
they were.
right there is when you got them, isn't it?
Yeah, just a little bit bigger than that. Like a week after that, they made it up here.
Aw.
Yeah. The
All
nice
right.
thing is
So
that they
now
really,
let's
really,
talk
really
about
love human.
Sorry.
I'm just saying they really like human connection too.
I think they would do good in somebody's home as a permanent home. Now, what do you say to the people that like me that'll tell you that puppies are hard? Why does it have to be hard?
What's the hardness? Diamond, metal, stone?
Because every time you see them, they got something new in their mouth.
Well, just like with kids and just like dogs, there is a learning process, and we usually tend to forget things because they're independent. They have 4 legs running around doing things. We kind of think they're more adult than they really are. We have to see them literally as babies.
Yeah.
And that will help us a little bit, like put a sticky note on your refrigerator, on your mirror, on your phone. Hey, I'm dealing with babies.
Yep.
Having that in your mind makes your life much easier because we have less expectations. We let less things happen and kind of get organized a little bit better. And people get easily overwhelmed with not having their space managed. They think that puppies can run around through the house, then don't think that puppies can be in their own dedicated area. I'm not talking about crates here. I'm kind of an anti-crate person, but I'm totally comfortable with having the puppies in a puppy playpen. Think playpen as everything is in there a puppy needs. Place, food, a potty area, and a bed. So you divide this whole thing through 4: bed, food, play, and needs, right? Peeing, a potty. And that can be their private, safe area. They cannot harm themselves in there. They cannot get something in trouble, which gives you more independent thinking and independent moving inside the house as a human and not having to clean all day.
Get down,
Plus-
Sophia.
And
But
plus,
what about littermate syndrome?
okay,
Isn't
don't
that
get.
a label that I've never been able to figure out who and why it's around?
I just give you a hint here. Littermate syndrome. Why is it happen that only dogs have that syndrome of all the animals out there? That should raise some flags.
And why don't
However,
all of them have it?
right? So when we see a littermate syndrome is a blank statement if things are happening and we have no clue what it is.
Right. It's a label that somebody
Right.
put on it because he didn't know what to do about it.
In fact, I tried to trace the original source of that littermate syndrome word. And I found out it's a book about Labradors. And somebody wrote it down and said, well, puppies happening there, they have littermate syndrome. And suddenly everybody adopted it. So a breeder came up with that word. It was adopted. And now it's all over the place and nobody really knows what it is. What I recognize, though, is that even though we don't have a scientific literature to define that word, it's definitely not a syndrome, right? It happens with puppies, but it doesn't happen only with litters. It happens also with other puppies. So it's about an age-related problem, and it also related to people leaving dogs on their own dealing with things.
But is this a syndrome?
No, it's not syndrome.
Thank you. Yeah, because that's
Not
what screwed me up.
not in the medical definition of a syndrome.
Right.
Doesn't make
Okay.
any sense.
Now, what about? So, okay, did you by any chance try to track down who came up with same-sex aggression? You know, when I was in my studying for my Bachelor of Science in Animal Behavior, they showed me enough proof of indicators that dogs don't recognize gender like we recognize gender at all, unless there's a scent from like going into heat, maybe. Okay. So where did that same? Besides that, I've never had the sex of the dog be the trigger of the altercation.
Well, to define things, and I don't want to be super fancy here, a dog recognizes the difference between a male and a female because of the hormones, whether they like it or not. Now, if you have a desexed male, the hormones will be different. The dog who is not desexed will get confused about the information being shared. So, are the dogs sexist? No. But the hormones are driving the relationship.
Still scent.
Yeah, the hormones manage the relationship in that case. And I have seen females humping males and males humping females, even though they're both the sex.
I also see them doing that to start playing too.
Right. However, we know that in different family systems, there are, genetically speaking, some selected dogs that want to separate from the family for, let's call it, breed generational safety measures, and they want to separate themselves from the group. Now the problem starts if this group cannot be separated because they're framed with a fence or a house. Then that dog who has the need to leave the family and build his own family is trapped in that family system. So technically speaking, we have a family conflict. And the one dog wants to leave and the other dog wants to stay, and then we have friction. It comes in as a sex-driven problem and aggression, so we can say same-sex aggression because the one male wants to leave and mate and the other one doesn't. And that can cause some friction that we cannot handle other than separating those dogs. But that is basically an evolutionary process. It's not something the dog makes a choice, but I don't like him, I'm going to fight him. And that can happen also with females. So if a female is called intuitively to leave the family and create her own family and try to find a male somewhere else, and she can get in a friction within the family system, which means the system itself wants to stay healthy, so one dog wants to leave and create that healthiness somewhere else. But that's my observation. I'm not an ethologist, but I think we have the same issues with our also own families, where sometimes the child doesn't want to do the same thing their parents does, and wants to have their own life and kind of leaves the family. Same things happen with animals too.
Now the French farmers, I had one tell me that they've got the highest sex drive of any dog known to man. It can be a cow that goes into heat. If they catch wind of it, boom, they're going to go check it out.
Well, yeah, that's what we said, because they're ancient breeds.
Yeah.
They're not being bred for profit. They're not being bred for fun.
Right.
They're being bred because of the individuality and the breed traits. And one of those breed traits is being sensitive to scent, which means is I get triggered because there's too much male going on. That hormonal influence can make the dog naturally more aggressive.
They can.
But that's also part of it.
But by breed, this is not really a lethal breed. That they would prefer to intimidate versus jump on you.
Right.
Yeah.
However, those friction can happen more if we don't have an organized family system. So if we don't have proper rules set in place, if we dogs can get in fights for stupid reasons like order disputes or ranking disputes.
There's a lot of triggers out there.
Right. Disputes that also family members can have within a human family system if we're done putting things in place. So important is, especially if you have multiple dogs, as a human who organizes that thing, that we have secure attachment relationship with each individual dog, so all the dogs refer to us instead of fighting with each other. That will make life easier.
Yeah. And that's what Roman just said is very important too. You want the dog to turn to you for his problems that he can't solve, especially. All right. And the Great Pyrenees are good at that. They really are. It just takes a little bit of time to build that attachment.
Yeah, you cannot demand it. You have to earn it, and earning is hard, especially for guardian breeds.
And then you'll see how sometimes I believe that part of their breed trait is to please their human, because they will go when you get that right attachment. They seem to go out of their way to do it. Some of them, naturally, not for every dog, obviously.
I kind of feel uncomfortable with the term like dogs want to please humans because
I know it's a bad. Yeah. That they want you to be.
But I think they would do everything possible to keep that relationship going, which means they will do things that normally they would not do.
And that's what I meant by it, but your words didn't come out right. Now let's go back to the puppies for a second. One of the things that can happen when you have a puppy is every time you see your little puppy running around, he's got something new in his mouth, and what do? You don't know what it is. You're going to run and take it away from him. Well, if you continue to do that, what's going to happen? He may make an association that every time he sees you coming, he loses something. And if this is a livestock guardian breed, you don't want him to get a little bit bigger and still have that same association. So what do we do, Roman?
Well, first we have to see how dogs learn, how a puppy learns. So they learn through inherited information they have, so they know things, right? Then they have development learning, they learn as they grow, and then have contextual flexibility, which means at some point they will understand with different contexts that different things apply. So our responsibility is to help them make the association that our approach is paired with feeling safe. And which means every time we go up to the dog and take things away from the dog will start making that association in the context of when I have something, he comes up, he's going to take it away from me. It's my thing that I want and I need, I'm going to protect it. Now, people get confused that part is because of their guardian breeds. They make the association guardian dog equals guarding equals resource guarding. This is so wrong because in reality, every dog can resource guard. It's not dependent on the breed. It's basically...
It's vital to their survival, their food. Now, toys may not be.
So a dog can have a toy because of felt comfort.
That's right.
A dog can have a toy for felt enrichment and entertainment. And the dog can have something in his mouth that makes him feel safe. We cannot just take things away from them. Right?
No.
And they will respond to that because now you're taking away the safety, take away the comfort, and you're taking away the enrichment. What is left?
But destabilizing a puppy.
Exactly. So the association is very important. If I take something away that I have to because it's a pill, because it's a shoe, whatever, we have to start not reacting upon that. We have to build it up as the first day he comes in. We know it's going to happen. We know that it's going to do it. So how do we educate the puppy that when we approach, only good things are happening?
Make good things happen when you approach.
Exactly. So we have to be proactive rather than reactive. And that's what the things I say. Sometimes people start taking in consideration that a puppy knows things, but they don't.
No.
Right? So proactive. Yes, go ahead.
I have a question that I presented to Steve the other day, so he said to bring it up to you.
Yep.
So I have Ruger, who is a 16-month-old Noof pup. I've had 3 Noofs and fostered many. He's my first real water dog. So every time he gets a drink, he plops his front feet in the bowl.
He stands in it.
Gets his water, and then traipses across the floor.
And then goes in the house and pees.
And then he pees in the house. I take him outside, potties. He pees outside, comes back in. 10 minutes later, pees on the floor.
Now, I did give her some house training ideas, but I don't have a profile on the dog.
Yep. So the water, and I have 4 little pools out in the backyard. He loves them. He goes and sits in them. He lays in them. He plays in them, loves them. But how do I break him of the water dishes?
Okay. Let me start my standard procedure. We have 2 different things. So one is the urinating in the house and the other one is drinking issue.
Yep.
So drinking water and plunging into that could be a sensory thing.
You're right.
Right?
Okay.
One, we know that Newfies are a combination of retrievers, water retrievers, Mastiff breeds, and guardian dogs. So they are a combination of a Mastiff, Spanish Mastiff, the Portuguese Retriever, and English Mastiffs combination.
Okay.
Which means there are different breed traits coming onto surface. So the retriever, right? There's different, for example,
That's a good point.
Right? So we have the retriever who wants to plunge around and play with the water and be playful and forgetful. But then we have the urinating in the house, which eventually could be a combination of being stressed outside or too stressed or too busy to remember. And once he comes inside, then he remembers, he calms down,
just open it up.
and then he has to go potty.
Okay.
Okay, so I would say he's likely overstimulated outside.
Yep.
And that needs to calm down. So if he comes inside, you want to have him in contained area.
Okay.
And then take him out like a in between, like a bridge between being completely inside. So bring him in, let him calm down, then bring him outside, you and him on the leash to go pot in a dedicated area without anybody playing around.
Okay.
Okay, that's for felt safety.
Okay.
But don't let him run around because it's already a habit.
Okay.
Oh, I can feel safe. I'm going to pee there because that's safe and it's going to be gone anyway. Then we have the plunging. So I would check in on a medical underlying condition, because sometimes that playing with water can have an underlying medical condition root cause, but also ruling out that eventually if he pees outside and pees outside in the house, it could also be a UTI hoovering.
Okay.
Or he can have a damage and he doesn't feel that he has to go potty until it's too late.
Okay.
Okay?
That could be psychological also.
Right.
Usually not that young, but it could be.
And I would elevate the water bowl.
Oh, I've tried that, and he climbs right up in it.
Okay. And the other portion would be get one of those watering dispensing devices.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
I tried that one too. I
Been
did
there,
that.
done it?
Yep. Oh yeah.
What do
All
you do
of
to that?
All the bowls I have now have the floaty thing in the top to try to deter him from that. And
So your biggest problem is he's splashing around in the drinking water.
yeah, he basically just stands in it with one or both of his feet every time he takes a drink, and then he just plods across the hardwood floors. And
And my
Okay.
my
I
first
leave him
response
out
was
every
he's a
time.
water dog and a puppy. That was my first response.
I know that, and I love the fact that he's fine. I finally have all the boots I've ever
Her
had.
first newfie that liked water.
Exactly.
So I would say let's video record it so I get kind of a visual
Okay.
and see if we can create an alternative or self-rewarding system, because right now
Something
that's
else to
fun,
do. Right.
right?
Yep.
And see if we can modify that. But for now, you can do the following. You can get yourself a planter, a little bigger planter in diameter,
Yep.
fill it up with gravel stones,
Okay.
and place his water ball in there.
Okay.
Two things. A, he steps on it, that's fine. He doesn't have to be in the ball, he can be next to the ball. And if he plots around, the thing stays in the gravel and doesn't go on the floor.
Okay.
Right?
Kinda like
and
a
the next
slow
thing,
feeder.
right? And the next thing you want to do, you can eventually put some ice cubes to float around,
Okay.
right?
He
might
loves
like
ice cubes. All of my dogs, as soon as I get a glass out of the cupboard, they all sit in front of the freezer waiting for
Yeah,
their
that's their
food.
high value treats, an ice cube.
Yep.
But I would trust more my intuition. So if I have the video and have a visual, eventually come up with something that eventually I can feel.
Okay.
I do not have a direct answer to tell you do that and the problem will go away,
Yeah, he
because I
doesn't
think
know
it's
your dynamic even.
it's a combination between emotional regulation, excitement control, and all these things, and see maybe I can pick something up out
And
of it.
maybe he's just having fun too.
Yeah. So I did put his water dish on a boot tray in the middle of one of his little round pools. So if he did go in there, at least it would stay contained in the pool. But then
Well,
he's
so
still
is there a
finds-
problem? Okay, now those are out in the yard.
Well, I did that right in the dog porch
Oh,
for
okay.
a little
All right.
while to try to, because he was getting the floor was getting so wet that I was worried that the plywood was going to get
Okay.
moldy and
Okay.
so.
So the problem with dogs is the way they drink water. That's the top side of the tongue.
Yeah.
They shovel water backwards into the water. So
Oh,
that's how
okay.
that's how they drink.
Right.
Now, another reason why he could eventually do that, and has nothing to do with your cleanliness, some dogs are very sensitive to the quality of the water.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what they do is they eventually steer it up.
Oh, yep. Okay.
So one thing I can test is, do yourself a favor, get one of those 5-gallon water buckets or 3-gallon water buckets, and get water from the store through reverse osmosis,
Okay.
or see if you can get alkaline water
Okay.
and pour that in and see different. Does he behave differently if he has clean, non-chlorinated water that's completely clean and you saturate it?
Well, I have I have well water. It's natural spring water. I have no bleach in it, nothing. I'm in the country, so I
Okay.
have a filter
Now,
system.
one
but
thing that
nothing-
can happen also is the clusters. We're going a little bit out of the context, but some dogs have a sensitivity to the hardness of the water
yes.
and the molecular structure of the water. So
It
if
can
we
give
say
them up
hard
to stomachs,
water,
too.
we can say the body water is very thin in the clusters, that each molecules are individualized, but in a standing water or not so much. A well water does come out slow. It's not being friction through stones and stuff like that. It's more harder and more complex. And you may want to theoretically running through the blender. I know it sounds weird. Running through the blender, see if it behaves differently, having a water that's
Changing the structure of it.
right,
Oh,
the
okay.
molecular structure of the water.
molecular
Okay.
structure.
Just some things that I've seen dogs. That's why some dogs like to
I
drink
agree
from a
with that.
toilet water bowl, because it's more fluid than
Yep.
the water that's standing in the bowl.
Okay.
Right.
So I change the water all the time, and because every time he stands in it, his feet are muddy. So
Right,
then the
right.
other 3 dogs can't drink because the water's full of dirt and mud. So that's
Right.
that's my main concern on why, I don't care that he's standing in his dish and I mop the floor, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
concerned that when it's 95 degrees out, he's standing in the water dish and the other 3 dogs can't get a good drink of
Okay.
water. That's my concern.
And the more bowls she puts down, the more of them he stands in.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
he
that's
clears
why I
his. That's
figured
his
the
game.
pools. I figured the little pools, at least he could, do that in the pool and not have to
Mm-hmm.
worry. But he still does it. So
The other option, and take it kind of with a grain of salt, see if you can get a lick bottle where the cow's licking, like licking,
yeah.
right?
yep.
That would be an option to kind of break the habit.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
However,
Okay.
he
He'll
has
still
to
get
have an
water.
alternative water source,
Right. Yep.
right?
Yep.
Because he may in the beginning struggling to figure it out how it works.
Right. Yep.
And so what it does every time he licks it, is going to basically bring some water out of that little hole. So
Yep.
that's why you want to go with a kettle size of a dispenser.
Yep.
Okay? Not
Okay.
a mouse dispenser.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I can
Okay.
do that. I'll get
How
But
that.
old
we have-
is that puppy doing this?
Say that again, Steve.
How old is the puppy?
He was born in March, so
He's a baby.
yeah, he's a baby. Yep. Yep.
Could just be a game too, but I think Roman's onto something here. When I had to buy a water softener system because my well water was making my dog sick.
So what I have is it's actually a septic tank, a 300-gallon concrete septic tank in the bottom of a creek bed. And then it's fed with natural springs, and that's how I get my water, and then it's pumped up to my house.
So the water goes through the poop first, and then to the instead of-
No, she means a cistern.
an empty septic tank.
Yep, a cistern. Yep, exactly. No, I don't filter it through my actual septic tank, Steve.
Well, you said you
But that's
did.
basically what the house was. A farmer had put it in many, many years ago, and that's what he did. So there's no town water in the area, but I've got good natural springs all over my property. So it's good water. I've never had any issues. I've had it tested, and it's good quality water. But I will try the bottled water, and I'll get one of those the spout things, cattle bottles tomorrow, and see how he does with that.
Yeah. A little tidbit of information, Roman. Remember the blender, put the water in the blender? I was actually told to do that by the pump people. for
Yeah,
the
I've never
dog.
heard that before.
Well, I had when he brought that up. It was wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Very
You
interesting.
see, you can't listen to Roman and not learn something.
Oh, I agree, and I appreciate your help, Roman. And I will keep you.
Yeah.
I'll keep you.
And we thank you for coming on the show and taking time out of your day to do this on a Sunday. This is amazing.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
We
And,
appreciate
now
all
next
your
week-
knowledge.
Next week, we're going to be at GPRS headquarters again. Now, we can have time to have a topic, but it would have to be a short topic, and I don't think it's worth it. I think you did good last time doing your live feed yourself on that. I caught the end of it live still.
I lost you here. What?
That last week or the last time that we were at headquarters, you went live. You were wearing your. I think you changed into a bathrobe.
Oh,
Yeah, I caught the end of that. But by the time my message got up to you, where you see I was there, you'd already signed off. I just
oh, yeah.
yeah. But anyway, Puppies don't have to be hard. It's not. It's not required by law. It's only as hard as you make it be. Okay.
Yep, I
And
agree. And they're for the most part they're good, but like I said, this is the first Newfoundland that I've had that actually likes the water. So I'm
yeah,
happy.
and she's just ecstatic. So
I
you
am. Yep,
probably thought it was cute the first time.
exactly.
So you approved of what he's doing.
Well, yeah, probably. And it's bizarre because I have 2 and 2. So I have 2 peers, 2 noofs, and I have 1 peer and 1 noof that love the water, and 1 noof and 1 peer that hate the water. So
By the way, Roman, you've never sounded better. I like that mic.
that is
Yeah.
good.
You
I
sound
paid-
very good.
I can make it very better if you want to.
Nah, we'll pass. Now, next week we're going to be at headquarters, and you're obviously invited on anytime you want to come. He's actually on a team member. He can change settings and everything and stuff like that. But because I trust Roman, he's my friend. And but next week we'll be at the headquarters. We're going to meet some new dogs there, and everybody kind of give your positive thoughts out to GPRS headquarters. They just had 9 puppies today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. See, like I said, rescues are inundated with puppies. They
Now,
got the dog in too late to spay her. She was pregnant.
Oh, real quick now, were they anywhere near the flooding and stuff that just happened with
No, they're in Houston.
Okay.
They're north of Houston.
Okay. All
They're,
right.
they're in Spring, Texas, is where GPRS headquarters is.
Okay.
And
Yeah, that was so devastating what
oh,
happened down there.
I think the flooding was in Central Texas.
Okay. So
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah. But yeah, give some positive thoughts. Melissa has newborns there now.
No. Good luck.
They lost one. One of them didn't. One of them was stillborn.
Aw.
But the other, I don't remember if it was 8 or 9. No, I think it was 10, and now there's 9.
Aw.
I think that's what it was. I read it. It was in writing, but I didn't retain it because I don't do that because I didn't really care. All right.
Right.
I
Good
don't.
luck
I'm not
with
a
the
puppy
puppies.
person unless I'm
Good
1,000 miles away. All right. Now, Roman had made mention that the dogs are babies. I just want to throw one last point in on that. The Great Pyrenees, the Akbash, I can single them out because I've actually measured it and I've lived it. Their bodies seem to grow from birth to about a year old, about 4 times faster than their minds develop. So now you've got, say, their bodies the Akbash especially, shoot right up. They're long-legged, they're slender, and next thing you know, you've got a dog the size of an adult Akbash with the mind of a baby. That's enough to throw anybody off, including me, and it did. Okay, because he was 13 months old when I got him, and he was, whoo! I had to keep reminding myself, he's a baby. Stop treating him like an adult.
I was gone for 10 days, and Ruger doubled in size in the 10 days that I was gone, and amazes me how these large breeds grow so quick.
First of all, we have to see where they're coming from and their living environment. So we have to see that we have kind of a step, like an open field kind of a setting. It's cold and it's get easily warm, and it can also get very cold. We're dealing with big animals, sheep, goats. We have a lot of
big,
predators.
Smart animals.
And we have a lot of movement happening, right?
Yeah.
And so when we see for that puppy to be able to survive between the legs, he better grows up fast, or he's going to be trampled down, or he's going to be left behind, because there's no hanging around and being nice. It's just moving on and doing things. Yeah. And so from day one, all they have to do is, just like horses, they have to get up and be able to move and get themselves to safety and follow the safety feature, right? Because there's nobody carrying them around. So over the last 6,000 years, the taller, faster grower are the ones who are going to survive. So we have an evolutionary process for those dogs to be more likely. That's why you see them so tall.
Yeah. And they can jump like Lipizzaner stallions too.
Yeah.
A coyote can jump, 7.5 feet straight up? Is that what I read?
Yeah.
They jump high.
Wow.
And why not? Because they have to climb over rocks to get to the coyotes.
And coyotes got to jump that high just to get to their food. So, wow. Now I haven't read about the wolf. I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but
Well, wolves are not so common in those areas. They're more
good
chacals,
point. That's a good point.
right?
Yeah.
But we know that they have just bred to not back away from problems, no matter what problem it is.
And they also don't all attack at once. It's more strategic, it seems.
It seems they have a strategy in place that one of the elders set in place.
Yep.
Because the chacals have also tactics. They want to isolate the one, so split the group apart in multiple smaller units so they can bypass and attack the sheep while the units are busy with the other guys.
And the Great Pyrenees does well with that unit, with these units like that. They do well with them. And where the Akbash, they seem to do better with the unorthodox way coyotes come in and attack strike. The Akbash seems to do better with that. Now, do they really? I don't know. I'm not a farmer.
Unfortunately, we don't have too much.
Working dogs. I ruin working dogs.
I try to gather information because I'm interested in
me too.
how people live with real dogs in real environment. I was lucky as a child to be part of, let's call it a summer with Greek sheepdogs, were very similar to the Guardian breeds, which actually is the root breed. The Greek Molosser breed is the root of those Guardian breeds that we know now. And it's completely different lifestyle. Those dogs are independent, yet they sleep together with a human, covered by a blanket, laying on carton boards.
Yeah, even the Pyrenean Mastiff or the Pyrenean Shepherds and the Pyrenean Mountain Dog, they're not the same.
No. And so we see their flexibility. It's a hunting, herding guardian dog that can be flexible whatever they need to do right that moment. He can hunt a bunny, a wild bunny, and at the same time he can be protective over the sheep and deflect and be a warming blanket at the same time and super alert. You cannot fool that dog, man, no way. Yeah. And they're so different.
And communicate like masters amongst themselves.
Those people who have Akbash, it's a serious dog
That's
to
an
work
interesting
with.
breed. I've got pictures of my Akbash. He's interesting. Yeah. He's my 8th.
I would consider, I know it sounds weird and don't take me wrong way here, I would consider the Great Pyrenees is an evolved guardian breeds that more likely to fit in a family than fit out in the field. So there's a difference there.
I agree. I believe they are evolving, learning, and passing it on.
They are more inclined to listen to people than Akbash would do. But don't take me wrong, in the field, he only needs to whistle and organizes them. They're still listening.
Yeah, we're on the exact same page with this.
Yeah.
And I've been looking at this for years. And the Akbash, they're more of... they don't need us as badly. We have to earn that even more.
And I see Akbash and Anatolian Shepherds as similar with each other, just differential in their look, but as a basic function, the way they function as breeds are pretty same.
And the Kangol's different from the Anatolian Shepherd.
I noticed a big difference from Mr. Tibbs being the Akbash pure mix to Rebel, who's all Pyrenees. The difference, like you said, with the listening and Tibbs was always on alert, where Rebel's he's alert, but a little more laid back than Mr. Tibbs was. So,
but I want to clarify.
The Maremma sheepdog is more like the Great Pyrenees, other than if you have a wall on your house, the purebred Maremma just don't do well with that.
Right.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to clarify, and please listen here. Every dog may function like their breed, but they will be individual, function like as individual dog, similar to the breed, but unique as individual dog. So just because you have an Akbash, that doesn't have to behave like an Akbash. It still behaves like himself, more likely than an Akbash, then he will behave like a beagle.
Yeah. Well, it's believed that 6 different breeds make up the Akbash.
I don't know that, but considering where they're coming from...
That's just a belief by somebody.
Where they're coming from and the influence they had over thousands of years, we can see there's at least combination between hunting dogs, like sight and smell dogs, guardian dogs, and local breeds. Which
the sight hound, everybody agrees they think there's sight hound in there.
Yeah, because they have to.
Yeah. Well,
And you
look at
can see in
look
the
at
body
physique.
shape.
Yeah, the physique. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that's amazing. But
Real
yeah,
quick,
you and I are surprisingly close to in agreement on just about all of this. So we can't argue about it because there won't be an argument. You always win anyway because I'll back off an
Ah,
argument.
come on.
Yeah. Okay.
Steve, can you put up Lucy's comment real quick?
Lucy's what?
Lucy's comment. For some reason, I can't. She had to leave, but wanted to thank you
Oh
for
wow.
all the information.
Okay. She's the one that's in California,
Yep.
and Roman's in Oregon. So you're neighbors almost. If the states weren't so big, you would be neighbors.
And she's an empty nester right now.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. And I'm sure
Okay.
there's lots of pups in need out in your guys' area, California and Oregon, Washington. So hopefully,
Now, at
her
one
heart,
time, there wasn't a lot of Great Pyrenees out there, but well, actually, there kind of was. At least we didn't see a lot of Great Pyrenees until you walk yours down the sidewalk in your neighborhood. Then they seem to come out of the word work. We met 4 back in 1987, I think it was.
Yeah.
No, 85. We met 4 of them, and I didn't think there was any there.
well, Lucy, I'm very sorry for you losing your pup. That does stink. I feel your pain. I lost my Newfoundland in February, and it doesn't ever get any easier. But hopefully, you find one soon, and you find a hole or a spot to fill that hole in a different way.
Now, I don't know what part of California you're in, but when you're ready, you've got the Great Great Pyrenees Club of Southern California. It's a rescue. Dottie runs it. She's been doing this a lot of years, and so that's in California. Other rescues, you may be able to go to shelter because I'm sure they're filling up too with them.
Yep.
So, but best of luck to you, and we do offer our condolences at the loss of your companion there. And on that note, we got to go. I can't afford to pay Roman overtime. Oh, we're not paying you. That's right. Thank you for doing this, Roman. I really
Great
appreciate
show.
it.
Thank you so much, Roman. I'll keep in touch about Ruger's dysfunctions.
And thank you for not having a booking at whatever time it is in California.
5 o'clock. Yeah. 2
No,
o'clock.
it's
3
2
o'clock.
o'clock out there.
Yep.
Bye.
Okay. Bye,
All right,
guys.
everybody. You have a good one. We're going to get out of here. Here we go.
Good luck, Joyce.
Thank you, Joyce,
Keep us
for
posted
coming
on those
on.
babies.
Hey, we got to get you back on. You got more dogs. Okay, you're muted, but I saw you shake your head. All right. So we'll hopefully see Joyce again soon. All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye.